What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Transfer Tuesday. Starting off this week from the offside. Liverpool in for Tielemans. They're after him, and I'm not surprised after the last few seasons he's had with Leicester, and especially after that FA Cup final winner that he scored. They've had Wijnaldum obviously leave, so they're looking for a midfielder in there, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. It's a big club. I think he does enjoy his time at Leicester, so I think it's going to take a bit to grasp him away from that club. But I could see it happening because Liverpool, let's face it, they're a more historical club than Leicester, even though on recent form, like Leicester are doing a lot better. So, can I see it happen? I could. But they're going to have to pay quite a substantial fee, I think, to get him and grasp him away from Leicester. So that's from the offside, Liverpool for Tielemans. This one is from the hardtackle.com. This one, Liverpool in for Basuma as well. I don't know if these are necessarily both true because obviously both midfielders, slightly different positions. Basuma obviously a bit more defensive than Tielemans. Liverpool are looking for a 40 million fee basically. So I've watched Basuma. 40 million might seem a little bit too high for me. I do like him, but I don't think he's at that level yet to be at 40 million. So for me, I like him. I think United could do with him, but I don't think I'd pay 40 million for him. So, be interesting to see what Liverpool do and which position they're more interested in. Because obviously Basuma's more defensive than Tielemans, and it kind of comes down to what position do they want to prioritise more in the midfield. But that one is from the hardtackle.com. Next up from Tribal Football, Roma and Mourinho interested in Granit Xhaka from Arsenal. He's a bit of a mixed one for me, Xhaka. I think sometimes he shows up, but more often than not he doesn't. He's had his moments with Arsenal as well. I remember when he stormed off the pitch and he had a lot of stuff going on with the fans at the time. And so he's a bit of a live wire, but he's quite good with like set pieces and that. He takes a lot of their set pieces and he's got a good technique, but he's a bit rash and he'll pick up a lot of cards. So I think he's got a lot of fight in him, and that's good, that drive, but I think more often than not, he doesn't show it in a positive way. So he's a little bit of a live wire for me, but apparently Mourinho and Roma interested in Xhaka. That one is from Tribal Football. Liverpool, this is one that's already happened. Liverpool signed Konate from RB Leipzig. I think he was linked with United a little while as well, and various clubs. I haven't watched him a whole ton. I do remember seeing him against United, but not enough to remember him completely, but he looked pretty solid from what I remember. He didn't blow me away, but I do think that he's better than probably Lindelof. And I don't even mind Lindelof too much, but he's not been playing well recently, and I think we do need someone to come in to partner Maguire. So I think that's a good signing for for Liverpool, especially since Kabak's out injured, Van Dijk's out, and Gomez. And obviously Williams and Phillips has been playing there, but I think Williams will go out on loan and Phillips potentially might just be a backup. I think that's a great signing for Liverpool, and they've got business done early again. 36 million they paid for him, so I think that's a good bit of business for Liverpool. Next, from Sportsmole, Spurs and Everton interested in Zaha from Palace. He's got 2 years left on his contract, and they're looking for 40 million for him. Again, with like Basuma, I don't know if I'd pay 40 million for Zaha. People might pay more than 40 million for him because they put him on that pedestal, but I don't really know. I quite like him, but I don't think he's always consistent. I think he's a little bit overhyped. I do think he's good on his day, but I do think that he's a bit overhyped. Obviously, on United's books early on, didn't quite work out for him there. But I do think he's a little bit overhyped. So 40 million for me, I wouldn't be paying. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone pays that or more for him. But personally, I wouldn't pay that. But Spurs and Everton interested in him nonetheless. And that one is from Sportsmole. Next up, Real Betis looking to get Hector Bellerin from Arsenal on loan. I'm not sure what player. I don't really know any Betis players. But obviously he played for Barcelona, and so he knows that country. I could see that happening because I think they're doing quite well, Betis in Spain. I could be wrong, I don't really check Spain out, but last time I did look, they were reasonably high in the table, I think. and look to be doing all right. So I think that I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I think they're probably a better team than Arsenal right now, so I could see that one happening. So that's Hector Bellerin to Real Betis on loan. Ajax interested in Bergwijn from Tottenham. 12.8 million is the offer that they're supposedly putting to Tottenham, but they're saying that Daniel Levy will take no offers less than 21.5. So it'll be interesting to see if that develops, because I think Ajax will just pull out if Levy asks for nothing less than 21.5 million, because they've only offered 12.8. So I can't see them being like, okay, yeah, we'll pay that. I don't think that they'll do that. So I personally don't think that one will get done, because I think that they won't be willing to match that minimum price asking of Tottenham and Levy. So Ajax in for Bergwijn, but they're going to have to put the money up. So next up from AFP, we've got Alaba, formerly of Bayern Munich, signs for Real Madrid. He's been linked with them for a while now. It just looks like they were trying to ease out the deals, and it looks like they were just trying to figure out the contract and that for him, because I kind of knew that he was going to be going there, and it seems to have taken a while to get it done, but it has been done. He's got a 5-year contract there. Not sure how much they paid for him, but 5-year contract. He's a quality player. I've watched him quite a lot over the years in the Champions League for Bayern Munich, and I've watched him, is it Austria he plays for? I remember watching him for his country as well. So quality player, one that I would have welcomed at United as well. Can play at centre-back and can also play at left-back. So he's versatile in his position, great with set pieces, great with his technique, he's pacey, very clever player. So I would have welcomed him at United, but Madrid get him on a 5-year contract. So that's Alaba to Madrid. And then lastly this week, Aguero obviously played his last match for Man City in the Champions League final. He looked heartbroken. And it's sad to see him go, as obviously he plays for the enemy in City, but he's a quality player, one of the best that the Premier League has ever seen. And the stuff he's done at that club, you can only respect, in my opinion. So it's sad to see him go, but we've been spoilt, if we're honest, with his quality to watch week in, week out over the years. And he signed for Barcelona on a 2-year contract, and they've got a 100 million buyout clause on him. So teams want him. They're really gonna have to put that money up. So could possibly be his last team. I personally think he will go back to Argentina and retire. But it's going to be interesting to see how he does at Barca. I think it will suit their system. But I know that they're not doing what they used to. Like, it's not like he's going to be playing with Iniesta and stuff now. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does play and how well he does, because he's not probably going to get the service he would have a few years back. So it's a little bit more risky now, but it's still a massive club, obviously. But yeah, sad to see him go, even though he played for the enemy, as I said. But that was it for this week for Transfer Tuesdays. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys, and I'll be back next week with another Transfer Tuesdays. And also, before I go, I will be coming back again tonight with Gareth Southgate has obviously done his squad announcement for the Euro 2020 Championships. Final squad announcement has been made, and he's picked his team. So I'll be coming back with a video on that tonight as well. So just a heads up. I'll see you guys soon.